Hello, I'm Jessica Amir for the Finance News Network. Joining me from BluGlass is CEO and Managing Director Giles Bourne. Giles, welcome back to the Finance News Network.
Thanks, Jessica.
So to start off with, for those new to the company, can you give us an introduction?
Sure. So BluGlass is a technology in the compound semiconductor space. We have a technology for depositing materials called gallium nitride, which are key materials used in high efficiency optoelectronic devices such as LEDs, solar cells, power electronics. Consumer products are all around us. Our technology came out of Macquarie University some time ago. We raised money through listing, and then we've gone on through our fundamental research, and we're getting to the point now with our technology that we're just beginning the commercialization process. BluGlass has a technology called remote plasma chemical vapor deposition, or RPCVD for short. And essentially it's a reactor for making these materials called gallium nitride, which is used for high efficiency optoelectronic devices such as LEDs, solar cell, power electronics, consumer products that we all use every day. LEDs, for instance, are in the backlighting of mobile phones, television, laptop. If you buy a new car these days, they'll have daytime running lamps, which are LEDs. So all around us, and our technology is involved with that. To do that, we have a research facility in Silverwater in Sydney, which is a standalone facility where we have all of our operations, all our research happens there. And driving that technology, we've got 21 people, 12 of those PhDs who've been expert material scientists, been working on this program for a number of years. We're now sort of approaching the commercialization, and we're now increased the market cap of the company to around about 100 million as we approach that commercialization piece.
So you've just recently released your FY17 results. Giles, can you give us some of the highlights?
We have upgraded some of our equipment. We've got 3 reactors at our facility. One is a standard industry standard reactor, and then we've got 2 reactors which are our own proprietary technology. And we spent quite a bit of time investing in upgrading that equipment to come more in line with industry standards, so larger area wafers for deposition and greater uniformity. The last of those reactors just came online very recently, a few weeks ago. Also during the year, we raised $8 million, which was supported by institutional investors and also existing retail investors. And that helps us to complete the R&D and go through to commercialization. So with that in mind, we have about certainly over 2 years of operational cash, which we think is sufficient to take us all the way through to commercialization. And to support the program, we've hired a couple of additional research engineers who are working on this program. And then more recently, we put another director onto the board who is an expert in finance, capital markets, and also licensing as well.
Now to the technology and the industry evaluation. Can you remind us what are the competitive advantages of your technology?
Yeah, sure, Jessica. Our technology is something that's been developed for a number of years. And the fundamental advantages that we're offering the market and is now sort of coming through that stage of being proven up on real industry programs. But essentially, we have a reactor, as I said, for making this materials, gallium nitride, and we do it at a much lower temperature. So we use what is called a plasma source. We take pure nitrogen, put it through a plasma, and we get our active ingredient or active nitrogen into the reactor at a much lower temperature than the materials are grown in the current sort of MOCVD process for making these materials. That lower temperature equates to better quality material. The better quality material, in turn, equates to better performing devices. I mean, that's putting it very simplistically, but essentially it's better quality material, higher performing devices, which in terms of an LED, that means more light output. And that's precisely the collaborations that we're working on with LumoLeads, and we have other collaborations with other partners talking about other advantages of the technology for other types of application. But the fundamentals are lower temperature, better quality material, better performance.
So still on LumoLeads, can you tell us how phase 2 collaboration is going?
So we've been working with LumoLeads since March last year, and when we started a collaboration, it was really divided into 2 phases. The first phase we got through in October 2016, and we're now working on the second phase. It's really coming up with a prototype product, and we're well advanced on that phase. And it's at the end of the phase 2 that we expect to put in a commercial arrangement with LumoLeads. So we're pretty excited the way things are going. It's been one of our biggest projects in the company, and it's going according to plan.
Thanks, Giles. So to help fund the development and bolster those strategic relationships, you operate a Foundry. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so the Foundry, essentially, we've got our 3 reactors that we use for research and development, but they're not always operational for research and development when we do deposition on those machines, the materials have to be taken out and characterized, and the machines are then down. And so when they're down, we're using them for actually doing production runs for customers. So we've got a number of customers who use us to do small production runs, really prototyping and proving up some new concepts they have. And we do that for a fee for service. And why we do that? Well, there's a number of reasons why. I mean, not only is the revenue nice to have for the company, what it does do is gets us working on real live customer problems. But I think most importantly, the Foundry business for us developed some really interesting future collaborations. So the Foundry business is absolutely core to what we do in not only delivering revenue for the company, but developing these interesting collaborations for future opportunities for our technology.
So can you elaborate on the work that you're doing with IQE, the UK semi-conductor foundry?
We were doing some contract manufacturing for them, and now it's a full-blown collaborator. Now, IQE don't make consumer products, but they do large-scale volume manufacturing of compound semiconductor materials. And we're now working on a project with them, which is really applying our technology to non-LED applications.
So last question now, and being a bit more specific about your pipeline, where do you see BluGlass 12 months from now?
So as we transform from being a research-based company into a commercial company, the next 12 months is really all about taking our key projects and taking them through to commercialisation.
Well, Giles Bourne, thank you so much for the update.
Thank you, Jessica.